Good evening, everyone. It is September 29th, 2020. It is BloomCast episode number 26. Just one episode off from our 25th anniversary. We are going to do a quick recap of the last episode. But the rest of the show is going to be the usual crypto news, market analysis. And this episode is going to be sponsored by Paxful. They have some interesting news that they're going to be sharing with us later on in the episode. My name is Luis. I'm one of the founders of Bloom. And I am joined today by Justin David, COO of Bloom, Ramon Tayag, CTO of Bloom, Mark Vernon with the great background. It's not virtual. CEO of Tag Cash and Tag Bond. And our special guest for this episode, April Albero of Paxful. It looks like they're doing some pretty exciting things, and they're doing some pretty interesting sponsorships recently, not just the BloomCast, but some other things that she'll be telling us about later. So, okay. So we wanted to kind of, so last episode, we gave away I don't have anything to show anymore because I literally mailed it. But we gave away a Ledger Nano S, which is a hardware wallet, to one lucky winner. He received it a couple of days after the episode. But part of that agreement was that we were going to also give him $50 worth of Bitcoin. Actually, Mark Vernon was going to give him $50 worth of Bitcoin when he had set up his Ledger Nano. Naturally, he set it up as soon as he got it, so which is good, right? So Charles Samson, I think, is already in the chat. I think I can see him there. What we're going to do is we are going to actually just kind of like when I was talking to Charles about how this would work. I was telling him that we could actually monitor the transaction itself on the blockchain, because that is how the Bitcoin blockchain actually works, right? So we can actually see it, and as soon as we have his Bitcoin wallet, then we can do it. And I just need to look for it now. Did I give it to you already, Mark?
No, but you can give me the address. I just need the address in private chat. Unless if you broadcast the address for everyone, and everyone can try and transfer money to
That is true, actually. Let's do that. All right, here.
Yeah, right. Well, it's only public address, right? And you probably give one public address per shot, so it doesn't really matter.
So the wallet address that we've just shared there, that is Charles' very first Bitcoin wallet address that he has generated through his Ledger Nano S. I'm not sure how many of you folks watched some of our very, very early episodes where we talked about like the differences between certain Bitcoin addresses. The one that he is using here, the reason why it starts with BC1 is because it's a more modern address, only from the last 2 or 3 years now. So this version is kind of the latest style of Bitcoin addresses. The older version is the one that you'll see more frequently, the ones that start with the number 1 or the number 3. And those ones, you'll see them all over. No, so you'll see them if you're a Binance user, if you're a Paxful user. Those are the style of the addresses that you'll normally see. BC1 is the one that I know that is more modern. So what I'm gonna do now actually is I'm going to also watch that address. We can all watch it together, which is pretty funny.
Lovely.
Wow. So Charles is gonna has a lot of work to mix his coins after.
Yeah, because so this is
it's coming from me. It's clean.
Well, no, everybody knows now. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
What his address is.
Yeah, pretty much. So
is it your main wallet, Mark?
Well, I pasted the address and it's got this kind. It's not valid. So, are you sure that that's valid?
Oh no, really? Oh,
yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's registering just fine on Blockstream.
I'm using Konomi to send it. So
what is that? Oh, Koinomi. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure I got the right one. Yeah.
Hmm.
Weird.
Well, if it's not looking like it's working, we can.
Try another wallet.
Yeah. Okay.
This Koinomi.
You've got a ton of them, right?
Koinomi is usually
Segwit.
very good.
Should be. Yeah. Maybe we should have tested this before we went live. No. Whatever. That's the way stuff works.
How about the QR code?
Yeah, I don't know.
You want to give me a QR code? I don't know if you can
right
do that.
there. It's right there on the screen.
Yeah. Koinomi is supposed to accept Segwit.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, sorry. God, that's tiny.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just see.
Well,
it's supposed to. That's why I want to force it through. So
let me see
again.
if I can zoom in for you. How about that?
Please,
That's bigger, right?
Okay. Oh, come on. This is trying to do on the screen. Okay, I got it. Bitcoin.
So for people who are just joining us, we are attempting to do a
live transfer on TV.
Mhm.
So it's
by
actually
the way,
the $50 is 46.0046.
okay.
47, but I'll just make it 465.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not doing, it's about $50. Yeah. So it's going. Estimating fees. And the fees on this will be 0.86. So 0.86 US dollars. Sorry, less than $1 to transfer it, which is nice.
Okay.
And I'll
That's
just
pretty
do
good.
normal, confirm it. And it's asking for me for a password, so no one can do this without me.
So for the people who are just joining us, we are Mark Vernon is sending 1 Bitcoin to Charles Townsend.
Okay.
Hey, we'll go viral, Mark, if you accidentally send 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All right. Have you got it up on? You should have had it. It should be coming up on the system already, without any confirmation.
This is real time supposedly. So let's see.
Mine's out there, real time.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
There you go. All right. Okay. And that's pretty much it, guys. So Charles has his money. We have all seen it happen in front of us, and I mean, I assume. Oh, it is 84 cents. That's pretty good. That's not bad. No.
Not bad.
Yeah. The network fees were a little expensive.
Try that with Ethereum. Yeah. So I think $15 on Ethereum.
Cost you about $6. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. There are a lot of blocks now. Not too many, but they are a bit higher now.
I
was looking at mempool space. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in case anyone is wondering, mempool space is not a unique type of website. Now, there are actually many types of websites that are like that. They're all called blockchain explorers. So you can, if you wanted to, you could check the activity of any wallet address. You just plug it in, you can search it, because that's the way that Bitcoin works now. So we just like mempool.space. We like that website just because the UI is quite nice. And it even gives you this nice sound alert when new transactions come in and when new confirmations come in. So if you're really busy, it actually helps you kind of monitor a whole bunch of different things. It even tells you how many transactions are waiting to be confirmed. No,
I like it because it gives you a visual indicator of the busyness of the blockchain. And when it's not busy, that's when you can do all your cleanup and sending to your Lightning wallet.
Yeah.
So just explain, for anyone who hasn't done this, although the money has gone through instantly, the confirmation actually on the chain has to come through as well. So we usually, when you send money to an exchange, they wait for confirmation to be put into the blockchain to be confirmed every 10 minutes or so. So in this case, although he's got the money, he won't be able to spend it. Not straight away, not until at least one confirmation, right?
It's probably not a good idea for Charles to be spending it just yet. But if he wanted to, he could send it to Paxful and then sell it back to Bloom. That would be really weird. That is a possibility.
Except it's gonna have 0 cons, so we're gonna wait for one. Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. Yeah.
You sent $50 worth of Bitcoin from Europe, and you didn't have to line up and fill up a wire transfer fee.
It cost me
amazing.
Now I could have sent $1 million, and
and you overpaid. I think I was looking at mempool, and high priority should have cost you like 30 US cents or something. So you even overpaid.
Well, I'm a foreigner.
Wasting money. Yeah.
Usually I'm a trade.
The 50 cents was, it was okay. It was a marketing cost.
I think Konami
Okay.
sticks more on there than it should, but yeah.
Did you figure out why Koinomi wasn't working? What does it just not?
No,
No,
think
I don't
it's
know. I must
when
have
you
been
when
cut
you
and
copy
paste, so-
from the chat, like the address was broken into 2 lines.
Oh, there's
probably
a
it.
carriage return in there hidden away.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's always better to scan a QR code. That way,
Yeah.
you never make mistakes.
Okay. I just wanted to do a quick plug. One of the other things that we threw in with Charles' little raffle prize was a copy of the Little Bitcoin book. This is a book that we helped write and publish. And we're probably going to give away a couple more copies towards the end of the year for our big Christmas episode. We're still figuring out exactly what that raffle is going to look like because we have to top the Ledger Nano. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that's Bitcoin related that we could give that's of greater value. So we'll see what we can do about that. But anyway, okay. So
How much is a ledger now? How much is a ledger to buy?
it's like
$100.
$100.
Yeah, $100.
So about
So for
5,000 pesos.
the Christmas episode, I'll give $100.
Wow, look at that.
$100 in Bitcoin. Okay.
Okay.
Can I enter? I want to win that.
April, you're supposed to be one of the sponsors. I was gonna
you
go
have to.
ask for other sponsorships. Hey, what's the other hardware wallet, Mon, that you guys were looking at before?
Yeah, I was looking at the cold card. It's it seems to be super secure. It's quite simple. I mean, it's not like a Bluetooth Ledger Nano X that you can easily you could use to easily sign without plugging in. I mean, it's really meant to be for cold storage.
Okay. I see. Okay. This is by the Open Dime guys, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Those guys are
And I
pretty
listened
hard.
to a podcaster just explaining all the things you have to worry about as a hardware wallet maker.
Yeah, this is Rodolfo.
No, Rodolfo, yeah, NVK on Twitter, and I was just like, okay, cool, I want one of those.
Yeah. Okay, so in the chat, Unisayo, or this is actually one of our frequent customers, is saying Trezor. How much is a Trezor? Is that more expensive or cheaper?
It's about the same.
Like $70, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a little
That. Yeah, the Keep Key, Trezor, and the Ledger Nano X.
Yeah, the problem with the Trezor and Keep Key is that they have this vulnerability where the attacker can get the private keys if they have experience and 5 minutes with your device, right? Like
Okay.
even if they don't know the pin. So it's things like that where you start thinking, hey, I should, my money gets big enough here, I should put it on Multisig or something.
Multisig
Right.
again, yeah. You're a big pusher.
Yeah,
for
I know.
Multisig.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
a big
I
fan
am.
of that.
I
Yeah.
am. And I know you like paper wallets.
I like to be, I'm old school Bitcoin. Old school.
Nice.
There's such a thing as old school.
Yeah, from 7 years ago, like super old school,
Yeah.
first generation Bitcoin. Yeah.
7 years. Wow.
Okay.
There's already an old school in Bitcoin.
Normally, we would have a market segment with Coach Eman. He would tell us about his Fibonacci's and his things like that. He's not around. He's moving to a new house. So congrats, Coach, if you are watching. I hope that you have a really big studio there and really nice lights and all of that shit. So what do you guys think about the market last week? I'm not really sure what to make of it. We started the week at 10,300. We ended this morning 10,600, 10,700. Is it? It's about the same,
10.
right?
Yeah,
Has it moved?
10,
just a little bit low. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What did you have any thoughts on this last week, Justin? Like, I know that we were expecting something more definitive than this, but it doesn't look like it moved.
Okay. So quickly, just disclaiming everybody's comments from here until the next 10 minutes. No financial advice here. We're just spitting 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 air here. So Coach Eman said that it's going to stay like this until at least October, right?
Did he say
so
that?
we're still,
Okay.
well, yeah, he said he's not touching this until maybe the first or second week of October, or even looking at it, and it's still within that range. I think we got faked out a couple times. People were thinking we got close to 11,000, and then it was going to go, and then it's pulled back again.
What about all the future
Almost
stuff?
hit 11.
Did nothing. So actually, the expiring contracts last Friday, I was watching that really closely, and it actually went up. So I think they got their, well, it priced in really quick. It's funny how when that much Bitcoin contracts, so that was a lot of Bitcoin. Like if you look at the
$1 billion
like,
of contracts.
huge,
Can you
huge.
explain what this is again? I don't closely follow that stuff.
So, I guess the most basic, and I know this is a very generalistic, simplistic summary of it. It's like you're betting on the price, right? And if you get it wrong, well, you win. Like so you're betting on what the price is going to be in a future time.
Okay.
And if you get it right, then you get it.
So
or if you don't, then
say you want to buy Bitcoin next week, and you think the price is going to be higher or lower, you can buy at that price in the future. And if it goes up or down, then you either lose or you basically pay a little premium to do that, and you lose your premium. So yeah, but it didn't really impact anything. It didn't impact anything.
It didn't, and I feel like because it was publicized so much that the market kind of priced it in. Either that, or the only big difference between previous kind of significant contract liquidations was just the amount of big institutional buys that kind of timing came in with. So this is kind of coming between those two huge institutional buys in recent times. And you got to think, did that prop the price up, or was it the other way? If we didn't have those liquidations, would the price have gone higher because of like the institutional buys?
I have a feeling that the market's going to sort of go sideways and not do much until the election in the States.
So before we were talking about that. Okay, so Justin, do you want to repeat your thoughts on the whole Republican? And so if Trump wins, what happens?
So generally, Republicans are better for, I guess, freer markets like what we participate in, because they're smaller governments, right? They're less kind of inclined to put their hand or meddle with things. That's just, Republicans are small government, Democrats are big government. So, for Bitcoin or for any of this kind of libertarian stuff that we're doing, Republicans are Trump is probably the better bet that will keep going without being impeded by the U.S. government. But of course, there's a lot of ifs on that. So I think until the election day, November 5?
Yeah,
like
pretty close. It's very close though.
What do you think? What do you think Sylvia Brown would have forecast? Do you know about the prophecy? She said the end of the stock market in 2020, the end of COVID is going to disappear at the end of 2020, etc.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Okay.
A huge wizard behind the curtain.
Well, she forecast like COVID, like when she died like 7 years ago. She forecast COVID in a book that she'd written, but she also forecast the end of the stock market in 2020.
Oh, really? Wow.
So no more stock market.
There's still time.
Bitcoin goes up. There's still time.
However, no. I heard about this, and she got a lot of stuff wrong. Have you guys heard of the difficulty ribbon of Woo Bull, Woonomic, Willy Woo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like, I'm gonna paste it on private chat, and I don't know if somebody wants to post it on Facebook. But it's like, as the difficulty goes up, it becomes more expensive for the miners to operate, and then the miners with a lot of costs end up having to sell, right? So that's in these periods, like they have to sell the Bitcoin they have, but at some point they're gonna just shut off the machines, and then the strong miners are left, and they're the ones who can like hodl the Bitcoins. And he has this pretty interesting.
If the strong miners take over, that means they could own more than 51% of the hash rate. So that's an issue. You want the smaller miners to stay in as well.
Maybe, yeah. So that's certainly possible, but at least price-wise, it seems to, like, he has this chart, and he has like these periods where you could see the price shoot up after one of these difficulty ribbons, and we're just at the end of one.
So
Okay.
probably time it with beginning of November. Trump loses. That's not a forecast, but Trump loses.
Do you think that that's what's going to happen, Mark? Do you think that Trump is going to lose this one?
God, I hope so.
I don't know, man.
I'm
It's
all
such a
for
coin
keeping
flip now, man.
I'm all for keeping your money and not paying taxes, but he goes a bit to the extremes.
Yes.
Ian is asking what happens if Brock Pierce wins.
Oh my
but
gosh.
that's never going to happen. But it is funny to try to imagine what that world would look like. Like,
Gosh.
He'll be subsumed into the system, and he won't be able to do anything about it. The system is much bigger than Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's more realistic. I was thinking that maybe the US dollar would just take over Tether, and basically all US dollars would just become tethered.
Wow.
Because then they could do that there, right?
But before that happens, then the Chinese currency is going to be. I reckon the yuan is going to be stronger than the US dollar in the next few years.
Yeah.
Given that they're like 5 years ahead on the central bank currency, they're just moving ahead so much faster. And they say they're not interested in being a world currency, but yeah, they are.
I was worried that like China's momentum has been lost this year.
No, that central bank currency is moving fast now.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah, well, for other reasons, I hope they don't.
Yeah, but you got to look at the reality. It's going to happen. I'm going to move indoors. There's flies out here.
Okay. All right. So while Mark is doing that, one more bit of news that was really interesting. So we have a new all-time high record for Bitcoin. It is 62. So this was posted September 27th, so 2 days ago. No, so Bitcoin has now spent 64 days total above $10,000, and before that, the longest time that we were above $10,000 was for 61 days, from December 1, 2017 to sometime in January. So this is a really big milestone because, I mean, it makes it feel more and more like, $10,000 is kind of where the price of Bitcoin is in this era of Bitcoin. We're at it looks like it's about $10,000. Mon, you were the one that posted this. Did you have thoughts on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, besides, like, it's interesting how people think of these metrics to watch out for, and there's another one I just saw, and I was like, hey, that's an interesting one. I mean, it seems like it's starting to show some kind of floor. If I'm gonna sound like a TA person.
Yeah.
Stability.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Thank you, JR.
You got a lot of people buying above 10,000 or around that period. A lot of institutional money. So why would they sell it?
Yeah.
So
in this range where we are, like, this is a massive support line for like going to be for months to come. If ever we go up high and then we're tanking a bit, this 10,000 to like, well, 10 to 11,000. Let's just make it that wide. It's a huge support line because it's just been traded for so long now. The longer that is, you're right, Mon. It's TA wise, that is a floor. That is a nice floor. Well, for everybody got in below.
And like it is all psychological, right? But it's just so interesting.
Exactly.
Like 5 years ago, when it was at, I don't know, 5 years ago, like $500, $400, like
$400,
just thinking that it would be at 10,000 for a long period of time was unthinkable, right?
Yeah,
it's
crazy. And it's just 5 years.
Just psychological. It's not just psychological. A lot of people have bought at that. They're not going to want to sell it until it moves up. So a lot of holders are just
right. This is fact, right? This is fact. But I mean, people are gonna hold. The hands are stronger because of things like this. And I remember, like, there's been a lot of this kind of psychological tweets going out this week where, Bitcoin's volatile, but it's still like the best performing asset this year still, compared to the stock market, gold, oil. It's up.
Yeah, if it means that anyone who's watching this show, this is not financial advice. It means that it's unlikely, if you're going to invest now, that you're gonna lose like half your money, that sort of thing, like you did before.
Mm,
But
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Said that.
it's more likely to be like that, but it's not financial.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're on an
Tether.
elevator, and this is ground floor, huh, Mark? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I
We're
think so.
going up?
I reckon.
I heard
Yeah, it's all about probability.
something like that. Very similar, actually. Like there's no way but up. I think that's what he said.
Here's
And, you know,
I don't
I-
know. Sorry, go ahead, man.
I don't remember the. I was gonna change it to answer JP's question. Like I don't know the exact numbers, but like Nick Carter writes a lot about stable coins and the rise of stable coins. Well, from what I gather, like it has a big market share. Although, you know, I don't really consider it a cryptocurrencies. These stable coins, they're more like parallel banking infrastructure.
Does it become more like that in Europe? They've got the new regulation coming along that you have to be an electronic money issuer, government regulated to do a stable coin.
I think they have a large market share of you know, if we're going to lump them into the same market, is because it's just so cumbersome to use banks. Like if Mark had to send that $50 in through the bank, like it would have been a loss, right? He would have wasted more time than his $50 bucks.
Wire transfer is like $30 or $40. Yeah, and then you got receiving fee at the end of $10. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's surprising to me that stable coins, like centralized ones, have survived this long without much interference from government.
But that's changing, and it will change.
Well, that's gonna suck. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, in the US, you've got like with Kraken having a banking license, then they're likely to issue a US dollar coin. You've got Coinbase issuing, you know, USDC. Tether why does it have the majority? Because it was the first. Why does Bitcoin have the majority? Because it was the first.
Yeah, it's weird though. It's like there's this like I said, it's a parallel universe almost, where if you're a bank, you have to get so much information about every transaction that goes in or out. But if you're someone that issues a stable coin, like you don't really need to care until they cash out.
Right.
Yeah. So there's this unfair advantage. Not that I think it should be like the way the banks are, but there is this unfair advantage for issuers of stable coins. And I think that's the reason why the explosion of popularity.
JP's asking all these questions. Why is Tether better or bigger, etc.? It's because the Bitfinex basically created a whole pile of Tether that we're not quite sure has a backing, but people trust it. There's a lot of trust in it, just like the trust in the US dollar.
You guys got to remember as well that Tether provided a lot of stability in a very volatile asset, Bitcoin, for all of these people to come into. I think that saved a lot of our butts. So without Tether, a lot of people would have been more wrecked, right, during the last 2 years, and they would nowhere. It'd be done, right? So that's why you saw 4 or 5 copycats of Tether right away after we saw that, hey, it actually works as a kind of means for people to not be so exposed, but still be ready to buy in without having to cash out, right? The funny thing with the volatility, I saw a tweet this past week that Tesla, the stock of Tesla has actually been more volatile than Bitcoin this whole year.
Wow.
If you can believe that. So who's saying that Bitcoin's volatile? Maybe we're already at that point where it's stable enough that the more it becomes less volatile, the more it's getting adopted, right?
I guess you could argue that Tesla as a business is also built on a lot of promises. So, that's why it's so volatile. So if you
Louis,
believe in Elon, then it doesn't work.
So you use like Tether as you do a lot of exchange from Tether to pesos, right? Just like a remittance company. So
it's at least 4% of our volume.
Yeah,
it's massive.
So
you have.
I still don't believe in it, but because I don't think there's the asset backing it. But that's a personal thing. And the majority of people believe in Tether, just like they believe in the US dollar or whatever.
I mean, it's we look at it purely as a tool. it's
Yeah.
better than being
Yeah.
stuck in a very, very volatile position 24/7, right? So at least
But
you can
don't-
park your volatility slightly.
and
But
don't hold on to it too long. That's all.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
advice,
We,
anyway.
we
Yeah,
don't take
yeah.
lengthy positions in Tether. That's not the reason why it exists.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not trying.
You're not hodling Tether.
You're not holding.
Does Paxful handle Tether a lot, or what's your
That's
volume on
actually
that?
that's April's big announcement. So we'll
Yeah.
her take
Oh,
over.
sorry.
Yes.
Right.
It's actually very relevant to this topic right now because we're talking a lot about Tether, and then we're gonna talk. I'm also gonna talk Tether later.
Nice,
Cool.
nice. Will the day come that we will have a single universal stablecoin that everyone can adopt and accept?
Yes, it will
Bitcoin.
it'll be yuan, unfortunately.
Please no.
The Chinese yuan. I
Oh, man.
forecast it. Give it another 5 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I'm hopeful, and I hope that's gonna be something like Bitcoin instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in order for that to happen, one government needs to dominate. And I'm not sure that's
Yeah.
ever gonna happen.
Well, it's
So
not going to be
very
the
hard.
US, and I think it's going to be China. But so it's not something I want to see happen. I'm just seeing it happen.
Right.
I can just see it happening.
yeah. Raph is saying that USDC is now the 13th largest crypto in terms of network value. Okay, yeah, I totally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I was the US, you take the largest one that was regulated, like USDC, and then just make it a US standard. Yeah.
Oof. There's going to be a lot of lobbying, angry people in that one. Winklevoss and gentlemen. Paxos is going to be asking why them, why not us?
Well, it's whoever pays the most.
Exactly. Yeah.
One more short bit of news about Bitcoin. So over the last 2 weeks, actually, we were talking about how MicroStrategy, a
Wild.
very large public company in the States, had bought 0.1% of all of the Bitcoin supply. Whereas these guys, Grayscale Investments, now own 2.4% of the current Bitcoin supply. And they bought 17,000 Bitcoins last week, which is more Bitcoin than was even mined last week. So they're actually buying the
Buying on the
backlog.
open market.
Yeah.
But
So
that's the floor, right?
When are the other big guys going to come in and follow them? That will really push the price
At
up.
20,000.
No, I mean not at 20, but I mean Grayscale Investments. There are other companies like that. So why aren't
like
the others
trusts.
coming in yet?
yeah.
Like backed and stuff like that. I think there was one that was an ETF that was almost established or has already been established in the last week or so. So maybe you will. I think it just these guys are the ones that get a lot of the press bite because they're well known, right?
Yeah. And also, this number is massive. So, arguably, they control the single largest block of Bitcoin. Assuming that there is no shadow company out there that is maintaining hundreds of thousands of individual Bitcoin addresses now that we don't know of. But they've actually gone out and said that they control 2.4% of the current Bitcoin supply, which is pretty.
And anyone
crazy.
know the public addresses of Grayscale?
I don't know. I don't even know where you would keep it. Like they would have to. Surely the security on that would be pretty crazy, no?
Paper
Probably
wallets, smart.
Multisig. Multisig.
What's the theoretical number of the most number of keys that you can have in a multisig wallet? Do you know?
Currently, it's at 15, but
Oh,
I think with the new changes, like with Schnorr and stuff, that's gonna be unlimited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I recall correctly.
Interesting. Okay.
Why would
all
you want to
right.
have unlimited? I mean, 15 is already a huge amount.
Yeah.
Hard to get 50
Unless you do
people.
three out of 15, and would you trust everyone?
But if I had if I had to secure 2.4% of the Bitcoin total supply, I'll consider going somewhere close to 15.
How many in a standard board, right?
Yeah.
Split them up into a lot of cold storage paper wallets. Yes.
Well, and then you'll have those flying around when the fan blows.
Like put him in a safe or something. thing.
By paper, I mean, cold storage. It doesn't have to be actual paper.
You know what? Actually, Mark, you can have your paper wallet etched in metal. So
Exactly, right.
if you're really fancy and you happen to own a lot of Bitcoin, you can etch it right onto a piece of platinum, so that even the paper wallet itself is worth a lot of money, which is pretty fun.
When I say my Bitcoin is on paper wallet, I don't mean paper.
It's paper.
So it's it could be laminated, could be I won't say exactly how, but
it's good that you're actually taking
know.
time to protect it.
It's still so scary because it becomes like a honeypot. Like, if the paper or this metal etched wallet is in this building, then you're gonna have Mission Impossible types where, like,
Right.
okay, the payoff is $200 million, $500 million, right?
Yeah.
You get paranoid about that sort of stuff. Like, I remember in 2017, I was trying to get it engraved, and I just got really paranoid about the guy at Mr. Quickie knowing what Bitcoin was. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy my own engraver, and I did it myself. So yeah,
Actually own an engraver? Wow.
it's just like a little the solder ones. That's what I did. So simple. Took a while, but
cool.
cheap.
Wow, you must have spent
Yeah,
time on that then.
you must have inhaled a lot of fumes.
It's okay. It
Union Bank.
made him
Bank.
more.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Got a little high.
He inhaled his seed.
Better
Yeah.
than Woof.
That's weird.
Insert your
Oh,
X videos comment now.
Oh
No.
my. Wow, okay.
Oh, my ex
All
video.
right.
Okay.
Let's take our heads out of the gutter.
Yeah.
So, this news has nothing to do with anything that we were just talking about. But I wanted to share it because I actually think it's a really important move forward for the local scene. So Ron Hos, the founder of Coins.ph, I guess is no longer working with Coins.ph, has actually taken a backseat from that company now. But he has now been tapped by Union Bank as a member of their board of directors. So he will be an independent director. Not only that, but he's also going to be named as part of the committees for risk management, for corporate governance, and for technology. So that means that there's going to be some very crypto-friendly influence within Union Bank.
But there already is. I mean, there's a lot of people that are into crypto and Bitcoin and so on. So Ron joins, a lot of people understand where he's coming from.
Would you say that? But do you feel like, because this is is such a high-profile kind of hire, right? There, it's Union Bank like doubling down on crypto.
No, it's on tech, not just crypto. It's crypto is a part of it. It's just part of tech and fintech in general. So Union Bank wants to stay ahead of the curve, and they are ahead of. I mean, people like me, we like Union Bank. We like to bank with them because they get us, and they're getting a large chunk of that market. Ron is part of that market, and he's going to help and guide Union Bank going forward. I think most of the other banks are nowhere near Union Bank's level of understanding and tech, etc. So I mean, Ron is not all about crypto. He's about banking the unbanked, doing the stuff he's done with coins in the past.
Right.
So I think it's a good move. I would have, I'm not there in the Philippines, but I would have loved to have done the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like as Union Bank moves further and further down this road of, fintech and blockchain and all of this stuff, do you feel like the other banks are going kind of almost in the opposite direction? It feels like they're even becoming more creative.
I mean, the majority, remember, the banks are owned by the big families, and they have a whole pile of business behind them. So, BDO with SM, Ayala with BPI, SM with Bank of Commerce, and so on. So they're not really impacted as much as other banks that have to just compete on the open market like they do in Europe. But if you've got open banking moving in, you've got these small businesses that, that suddenly have a choice of where they go and what they can do with the money. As long as BDO doesn't say things like, "Oh, if you're in SM, then you have to bank with us," which I suspect they might. I'm not sure.
Well, they sort of what they do is you get paid faster if you bank with them. That's what happens.
So,
Yeah.
but with more tech savvy banking, especially with Union Bank, then people will see what they can do that the other banks aren't doing, and the other banks are going to start to lose business, especially in the small business area, because most of the banks don't really care about the unbanked. It's too expensive to get them.
April,
So-
do you
Right.
when you guys are helping new Paxful users get onboarded, have you noticed whether or not there are more people using Union Bank these days? Like, are those the kind of things that you see, or is that the kind of thing the community discusses?
Yeah, kind of. People are, if you're into crypto, they know that they should have their Union Bank account because you mentioned before that the further like Union Bank is getting more into crypto, the further the other banks are getting away from crypto. So they're kind of getting more strict towards crypto. You can easily get your banks frozen if there's any mention of crypto transaction, and it happens. We heard a lot from the community of this kind of issues actually. So yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes sense for everyone to have their Union Bank account.
But I
Right.
don't see why the other banks are afraid to come in. It's like in Europe, there's no central crypto regulation, so there's issues of money laundering and AML, and the banks don't like the risks, so they just say if you deal with Bitcoin, we're not going to open an account with you. Whereas in Philippines, it's regulated. There's VCs like Bloom. There's quite good clarity there. So I don't understand why the banks are risk averse, because we're kind of covering they're covering their bases. So I don't understand why the other banks are not getting into it.
Yeah, maybe there's still thought of crypto as a threat because, well, the crypto is there as an like an alternative for money, but still I think they still think of it as a threat.
Yeah,
No, I don't
think
think
I agree with that.
I don't think banks see it as a threat. I mean, there's much more money flowing through the banks than there is in Bitcoin. They see it as an AML risk, and they don't want to take the risk with the fines that come from that. But in the Philippines, they're covered. So I don't know, why they're not getting into it.
What do you think, Justin?
Sorry, it's a little bit of both, but I think there's some people now, like with some of the bigger banks, especially, it is a massive AML risk. But the second thing also is I think they just, somebody there knows how that, what this sort of technology does, down the track, make them obsolete. And in a way, they're trying to just slow that down by making it as hard to adoption for as many people as they can.
Good point.
I mean, as many yeah, well, if I can make money for another 20 years by just doing this, then
give it 10 years,
I'll
maybe
let it
5
try it,
years.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
work.
So
Yeah, that's true. They might be like, okay, let's just continue doing what we're doing, and then if it gets big enough, then we'll put all our resources here. And
it's not so much Bitcoin; it's tech in general. The stuff you can do with a Union Bank app, it's just so much easier than any other the other system. So it's not just crypto; it's tech, fintech.
And I agree. Like you can have a negative opinion about how Union Bank's applying the technology, but the fact that they've steered the company towards this direction, I think, is amazing in and of itself. And other banks probably, they might think, hey, we'll do that when you need to, but it's almost impossible to make that kind of move.
Yeah.
Not instantly anyway. It takes 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Sure.
And Union Bank as well, they're kind of giving us more flexibility with our money. Like they have higher daily limits compared to most local banks. Like
Okay.
we're basically still underbanked.
Yeah, and I do.
Yeah, we have lots of bank accounts where we're underbanked. If you need bigger funds within the day, no, you just have 50,000 per day.
Well, that's another reason why people use stable coins, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm dealing with Bloom, and I'm dealing with large amounts. So Union Bank makes it so easy. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So okay, so that was it for our Union Bank Love Fest. At some point, we should probably get someone from Union Bank to sponsor the show.
Yeah,
I guess we almost did.
Funds
app, but anyway, okay. Next time, for Christmas, we should do something.
Yeah.
Christmas episode.
I'll mention
Anyway,
it. I'll
Gear out
mention
some
it.
umbrellas.
Biggest news of this week, the Kucoin Exchange. Actually, you know what? Like, so I'll admit that I actually didn't really know much about Kucoin, but I know that a few of our viewers use Kucoin because when we were first starting to give away Tether as viewer giveaways, quite a few of our winners had Kucoin wallets, or that's the exchange account that they were using. So that's why I realized that, oh, okay, so apparently quite a few people actually use this exchange. These guys are Singapore based, and they were hacked last week. They lost about $200 million. And if you look at the list, it's actually a pretty amazing number of different things that they lost. This list on the right is just the biggest ones, but it's also like nearly 24 different altcoins were stolen all at the same time. What's really
Wow.
funny about this quote here is that the CEO, Johnny Liu, said that the 193 million at the time forms just a small part of our total asset holdings, and that the team is working on the list and evaluating the total.
Wow.
It's like,
Oh yeah, it's just a little hiccup.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
no
covered.
problem.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's assets of the users that they're holding. They've lost. Do they make 193
insured.
million to cover that?
It's supposedly
It was insured.
Insured.
Yeah.
Insured. Yep. So no one's panicking.
It was a hot
Well, that just
wallet.
means the insurance. That just means the insurance
Company.
pricing goes up. For everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, the next year's bill is going to be massive.
Mm.
Yeah. So literally the next day, all of the small altcoins that had been stolen started freezing the tokens that were moved. And this is what's really interesting here. So there's a list over here of the various altcoins. So Orion, Cardia Chain, Co-vesting, Velo, a whole bunch of words that I've never heard.
Go on,
Never
go on.
heard of. Yeah.
Read towards the end.
Yeah. Towards the end, it gets
Silent
And
notary.
this is interesting. The bit at the bottom about Tether, because I know that Tether can freeze accounts. They don't do very often, but looks like they've frozen 22 million. Wow.
Yes, and also Penis Finance. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Pumponomics, retard token, penis.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, this really feels like 2017, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
these
wow,
token
guys.
names for sure. These token names. I like Dino token. That sounds cute. I'm into that. I don't even know what that is actually. But so I think it does show again. And actually, I quoted. I have a tweet from Jameson Lopp here. If a decentralized project can invalidate stolen tokens, then it can also invalidate your tokens. Censorship resistance for all, or censorship resistance for no one.
No, I
So
don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Why don't you think that's that's
Because
a fair?
we have it's true, but you've got to have. It depends on what you're doing, but if you're having a Tether or a stable coin, for example, you've got to have a way of freezing accounts just for this very reason, so it protects everyone else. You're not going to just freeze people's tokens for no reason at all.
Right, but it shouldn't be called decentralized. I think that's all he's saying.
Yeah.
What do you call them then? Semi-decentralized?
Well, they're not
No, they are
decentralized.
centralized. No.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
centralized.
They're not central. They're not. Centralized means you're controlling everything. Decentralized means you can allow it to move around without having a middleman.
Okay. I feel
But
like
when stuff like this happens, we want a middleman to solve the problem, right?
Yeah.
Well, the middleman is the ability to freeze the account, freeze the tokens. Like I have a foot in both camps. I like decentralized fully and centralized. So I support both sides. There's a reason for having both, but it's another move to say, well, Bitcoin is not centralized. So we're Bitcoin and don't touch anything else.
Okay, Mark. We'll call it half decentralized. How
Okay,
about that?
yeah. I think we can all agree on that one.
Let's agree on half decentralized.
I mean, this is what happens when, like, before all this DeFi stuff, it was the coins would just fork, right? Like whenever they had a hacking or something like this, we got to fork it because we don't want to undo the philosophy and try and freeze these or immutable tokens.
Yeah, that's
right?
what Ethereum did in 2016 or so.
More confusion.
Yeah.
Well, that was with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic and all of that.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to stick with the decentralized, whatever reason, why would you go for Tether? Why is Tether such a popular coin? If everyone knows that you can have your accounts frozen anytime, people still use it. Look, if you're going to go totally decentralized, stick with Bitcoin. Yeah, that's my advice.
Henry James is suggesting asymptocentralized.
What the fuck it is? Sorry, excuse me.
We're just making up words now.
Yeah,
but I like
that.
That's probably better than half decentralized. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
All right. I think that one other thing about parang those coins that chose to freeze those tokens, that was also a survival strategy, because if the hacker then tries to dump all of those coins, then the token price will go down, right? So they chose
it's protecting the holders. Yeah,
they're trying to protect the price. That's what they're doing also.
That's centralized.
By the way, the $50.
That's how central bank. That's how the SEC works. That's how the that's what they all do.
The $50 that I sent earlier on, by the way, is now worth $51.
Wow!
Ooh.
Wow, 2% in 2 hours.
Wow!
Not even.
This is beat. Oh yeah, it's not even 2 hours. Does it beat DeFi yet or not yet?
Does it beat Tesla? How about Tesla? Does it? If it beats that, then we're okay.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Okay. Just the last bit of news about the Kucoin hacker. What's really funny about all of it is because they knew exactly what wallets were, they could tell exactly where he was trying to liquidate. So they actually were tracking when he sold $1 million worth of synthetics in Uniswap. And actually, so what's really cool about it is Whale Alert, which is a Twitter account that just monitors these big addresses. He literally says, $343,000 worth of stolen funds transferred from Kucoin hack to Uniswap. Like, he actually describes exactly what it is. So it's pretty cool. So this is what happens when you steal stuff on public blockchains and then don't use a Tumblr, I guess.
Mixer.
Although I thought that they would have, I mean, if they were sophisticated enough to steal from a bunch of exchanges hot wallets, like, you'd think that they would be sophisticated enough to at least mix the coins, or something.
You reckon he's just like random hackers? Oh, I got in.
Can you
now
mix
what I do?
well with the other blockchains? I'm not sure. The way you mix is very different.
Yeah, probably. I don't know anything about like how a Tumblr works for Ethereum-based coins.
Yeah.
I don't really know. So yeah, it might not be as simple as
because they don't have like the same UTXO structure like Bitcoin, right? So it's a bit. It seems like to me it'll be a bit more difficult to mix.
Yeah. Is the Kucoin hack job an inside job?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll find out. We will report about it next week if there's any other news about it.
When was this hack, by the way? This Kucoin thing.
Last week.
Only?
week.
Wow, I didn't hear about this. Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, like, so the Reddit page didn't flare up so much because everybody got their, was sent an email straight away saying they got insurance is insured, your funds are good.
Oh, wow.
So
Wild.
normally,
Yeah. Yep.
Is this another? Do you think another step to moving towards truly, decentralized exchanges proper? Because the market's been dominated the last few years with centralized exchanges. This is another reason to move to decentralized exchanges, like Uniswap and so on.
Yeah.
If you're going to do large-scale trading, maybe not, but
you could argue that Uniswap is slightly safer because they couldn't hack. There's no centralized hot wallet that they could hack.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist in a DeFi exchange.
And that's the issue, because it's a honeypot. It's always going to be a target.
Yeah.
And it's not going to stop. That's going to get more and more sophisticated in the next few years.
Well, I want to say that the exchange is also getting a little bit more robust here. I mean, previously things like this would completely wipe out an exchange and be gone into oblivion, and like it'd be lawsuits and federal police all over the place. Now it seems like they're so prepared for it, or for lack of, I feel like they're getting more press coverage from this than they ever have. And because everybody got their funds back and back to trading, et cetera, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more users on this exchange by the end of the year.
As long as they can return all of the customer funds, I think they're.
I'm not complaining, right?
Oh yeah, as long as they can. So
Yeah.
Did you have some money on KuCoin?
No.
Well,
No,
of course
but
you're
I
not going to complain.
Exactly.
I know some of our viewers do. So that's actually the reason why I thought it would be good to talk about this. Okay, so I think that's it for the news. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. So this is April's big segment, and we were just talking about Tether and whether or not it is.
Sorry, I did not know that this was going to be the announcement. Sorry.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah. One last thing about decentralization. Uni is saying decentralization is way different than disintermediation. Yes, that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're I think that but is it different from asymp to social?
I don't even know if that's a word.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I believe in disintermediation because that just means cutting out the middleman. Cutting out the banks and the middleman and exchanges, stuff like that. Whereas true decentralization, you don't necessarily need it as long as you have control and there's no middleman. So there's a little bit of control to, but anyway, Paxful, back to Paxful.
All right. So April, tell us about, I know that you just announced this also last week, but you guys have been road testing this for a while, no? The Tether trading on Paxful.
Yeah, actually we did. So we first rolled this out internally so that everyone inside Paxful can try the product, and then we're still checking out how it's going to work out for everyone. And then after that we also rolled this out to a few thousands users in all over the globe, but not to everyone. But just this Friday, we launched the product available now to everyone. So we were actually just talking about Tether and then how volatile Bitcoin is. So so with Paxful, we now finally launched Tether. So we have Bitcoin and then Tether. So that you can kind of protect your funds with with Bitcoin volatility. So you can easily convert from your Bitcoin to Tether and vice versa.
Okay. What blockchain are you using for Tether? Because they're on a number of blockchains. So which ones?
Oh,
it's ERC20. It's ERC20.
Yeah, that one. That one, not the Omni.
Right, it's just expensive on if you're going to do it back forwards with just $6 or $15.
There are fees. So actually we can actually trial transferring just converting from Bitcoin to Tether. So let me share my screen, and then I'm
cool.
All right, and then we can also see
this is
the
live
fee.
live you're going to live you're going to live convert your Bitcoin into Tether.
Yep.
Hey Mark, you did it. You sent Bitcoin. We're gonna do a Tether conversion live. I don't know why not.
I want to see how much it costs. I'm just curious.
Okay. So actually, the fee was from, if you're going to convert your Bitcoin to Tether, there's gonna be a fee. But if you're going to convert Tether to Bitcoin, there is no fee. But if you're going to send out Tether externally, there's going to be fee for there's a dynamic Ethereum network fee plus Paxful wallet fee. So it's going to be expensive if you're going to send it externally. But okay, so
when you say you do it internally, does that mean that you're holding like a database balances of Tether?
They're custodying it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
Hang on. Let's just.
So you're almost like a centralized. You're like a centralized wallet.
Yes, Mark. Centralized, asymptomatic.
Centralized.
Yeah. Well, they don't have it on paper wallets. So.
Just a quick answer to Ian in the chat. So the version of Tether that Paxful supports is just the ERC20 version for now. I don't know if they have any plans of doing the Tron version. Almost no one really uses Omni anymore, but it's mostly the ERC20 and the TRC20 that most people use now. And the only reason why the Tron version is popular is because Justin Sun is paying for all the network fees there, so you can move your Tether for free, which is great, right? But yeah, anyway, So go ahead, April. Show us how this works.
Okay, yeah. So previously, when you're in your wallet, you can only see your Bitcoin wallet, like how much your BTC there, and in USD, and then now we've added the Tether. So in here I also have 49 in my Tether wallet, and then I also have $140 in my USD wallet. But right now, we only have Bitcoin wallet address. We're still working on creating Tether wallet address for everyone. So this is going to be available soon. So this means that you can receive internally and externally yet, but then you can already send out USDT if you want to send it externally. So
Wait, what?
here.
I sent like in preparation for the show. I sent 3,000 Tether to Bloom's Paxful account.
With your
You got
Tether
an address?
wallet?
Yeah, here on Paxful.
Maybe support put us in the queue. I
Yeah.
hire or
Are they rolling out the functionality like one at a time or something to certain accounts? Because we already have it. Like we
already did? Yeah, I
was
was
even
actually
able-
trying.
I even made an ad for it, kanina, and then I realized that like I'm not really sure how I'm gonna sell anything if we're doing the show. So, but I
Because it's
actually have
not-
a offer right now. Yeah.
Oh, really? Right, because if you're because we also have this new feature, like if let's say for example I go directly to Bloom's profile, um
See the
it's too
offers?
slow.
Oh well, you check it out
But
if you
there
want.
are
But
there are offers, yes. So you can
Yeah,
because with Paxful before you can buy and sell Bitcoin, but now you can also buy and sell Tether with the same payment methods that we have, like over 300 payment methods. So you did, Luis, because right now, let's say I'm going to send.
because I literally now I'm afraid because I sent a lot. Maybe I should.
Because look at this. If I go to my Tether column, I don't have a wallet address yet. Maybe we're because we just launched this Friday. So I'm not sure if some of you guys already have, but I don't have yet. So
We have
so
it.
when
I
you
just
go
checked.
to
Just making sure.
you
Yeah,
did?
Lewis is special.
We have
He's
it.
got
It's
one.
here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought that it was already out for everyone. That's why I just tried it now.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's really good because we're just saying that it's going to be available soon. So maybe it's already available to some. It should have been available to mine already.
Okay, all right.
So how are you
Well,
if you're not
File a
if you're
complaint.
not taking in Tether? If you're not taking in Tether, how are you sending it out? If you're not taking it in?
you can go from
You
Bit
can
to
convert,
Tether.
yeah. Yeah, if you already have Bitcoin, you can convert this to Tether. And then if you want to send it out, you could just click send
Right, but
here and
you're
then
converting it into a database version of. It's not real Tether. It's Tether on your database system internally, right? And then you're sending
yeah.
out the Tether.
I
So where are you getting the Tether
Well,
from?
They must have a
have-
supplier, some sort of treasury that's got some in reserve.
Yeah, it's Lewis at the moment. Lewis is sending them free Tether.
Who's converting
Yeah,
it? Is it the P2P marketplace or you guys? Like, are you guys making the change from Bitcoin to Tether,
I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on that one.
or is there someone like in the
Yeah.
middle, like Bloom, who's gonna do it?
I know the answer to this one because I've actually
Okay.
observed how this works. So this particular conversion, Paxful itself is providing the liquidity for it. This particular
okay.
But moving forward, what they want is the peers themselves to be the ones doing
Yeah.
these trades. So
Okay.
this is like a
So
fallback lang.
so
If you can't find
Paxful
someone
is
to-
holding
Yeah.
the Bitcoin. Is Paxful
Yeah.
holding the Bitcoin and the Tether?
And the Tether. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
It-
not
there is-
like other exchanges. When they open a new coin, they kind of let the takers fill up for a week first, right? The order book side, so that there's something for them to sell a week later. Open up both sides. I think in this case, because both sides are open, they've got to be have something in reserve or starting off with that at least.
Alexis is saying Luis is nervous. I was only nervous momentarily, but I trust Paxful as a
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got
because
we don't.
just like how we rolled out the tether before, it was rolled out not to everyone. Like let's say 5% of all of our users, and then 10%, and then eventually 100% of our users have the feature. So
Mm.
yeah.
April, quick question: How is there a limit to how much you can convert to tether at the moment?
I don't think there's a limit of your balance is your only limit, I guess.
Wow. Okay. How
Yeah.
much Bitcoin do you have, Mark? Let's try. Let's find out what the limit is.
I told you I
Just
don't.
we'll
I
send it
don't.
right back.
I don't like
don't do that.
USDT. I don't like it.
Just want to see how much of that in reserves.
But some people would like to use that because to protect your Bitcoin from the volatility.
Yeah.
So let
Sure.
me convert maybe
Okay, go.
50 USD.
Okay.
Okay, so and then 100, I have 140. Let's
How
convert
you
maybe
gonna
fifty
calculate?
percent of that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Are
so
you
69.
which? So who's
Nice.
deciding the rate?
They
What?
are. They find the rate.
Who's deciding the rate? Isn't there someone on the other side that wants it? Or
No,
No,
this
this is
is
not a.
this is
No.
Paxful.
This is
Paxful.
yeah, I'm just converting. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Paxful being the market maker.
okay?
Yep. And okay, so let's
Can we
convert
please
that. We can see the fee here.
Price right now.
What's the fee?
48.48
Let's go back.
48.54.
$100. 120. So it's 1.25% roughly. I think that's the charge. I think.
Yeah, it
Look
should
at
be
that 30-second rate.
1%.
That's
Hmm.
Um,
That's still high
conversion
for me.
fee.
Well, I guess I think that no, in order to find the best prices on marketplace, you really need to have lots of peers and vendors
Yeah.
and stuff. Right? That's really like I don't think that this is what they expect everyone to use. This is more like a fallback, I guess.
Right. Yeah. This is for
Yeah.
high times of volatility. This is when these sort of things get used without
So will it be?
consideration of
It'll
fees.
be like Bloom will be selling or buying, and that it'll take that first, and then there'll be a backup when there's no sellers or buyers. Something like that.
Well, I mean, we'll see. But typically, when Bloom makes an offer, we set our price.
Right.
So if you don't like that price, then you'll just have to look for a different vendor.
Are
We'll
you going to give
usually
better
be better.
pricing than Paxful? I mean, Paxful's using their own rates internal, right?
Are we going to get better prices than Paxful? I mean, I don't know, right? Because otherwise, then we're not even better than the platform itself. Then we're not really much of a vendor. So yeah.
Go ahead and convert, and then send the USD dollars to me.
Oh, the
Okay.
gas fees just went up, Mark. It's like 100% now. So yeah, it's not gonna work.
Wow, 100% internal gas fees.
Okay, let me convert that.
Okay.
So, where's the fee?
I think it's
The
just
fees built into the
computed.
exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
built
just
into the
one.
exchange
That's
rate.
1%.
Yeah.
So
It's about
if I
1.5
convert-
when I was computing it the other day.
There you go.
Okay, so it's in my it's converted now. It's in my Tether
Mhm.
wallet, and then if you convert it vice versa from Tether to Bitcoin, there's no fee for that.
Right.
The other
So
side.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Alright.
Luis, are you gonna be selling Tether soon?
I
I can only
mean,
see here.
to tell me if I should be doing it now. I don't know. I thought that I
So-
should, but I wasn't really sure.
Pesos na.
Yeah. We can. I mean, the answer is that yes, we totally can because we already sell Tether in other platforms, right? So this is like opening it up on Paxful. Like that's totally fine for us. We're ready to do it. Maybe tomorrow. Wag naman tonight. But like, yeah.
Yeah, because actually, if you're gonna click buy here, buy Tether, I don't think there's any offer yet for
Okay.
Tether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Anywhere?
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
there
The
are-
same
No,
with
why?
In
the same with
There should be
the same with
some.
Bitcoin.
Why?
You can like when you want
Uh,
to buy Tether.
No, yeah. So currently the vendors are not in the Philippines. That's what you were asking, right, Mark?
Okay.
Well, yeah,
this is
as long
worldwide,
as you
isn't it,
can
or is it just
agree.
Philippines?
Yeah, as long as you can agree on a payment method that you're gonna use.
Oh, see, it's all different currencies,
Right.
ERC.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
you can select your currency here.
Can you
But
pay
this is
with
already
Bitcoin?
this is getting better than local Bitcoin already. So
To
yeah.
answer your question, Mon, I did actually try to see if there's any way that I could do Bitcoin to Tether. And I don't think it lets you do that. I think it's Bitcoin to fiat, Tether to fiat. It's not.
I
You
see. I
can't.
see.
It's not gonna let you do crypto to crypto because I don't know. I guess
Okay,
does that
okay.
get too
But so if you want to do crypto to crypto, you just have to do it via
complicated?
Paxful as the market maker.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
could. Yeah. You
Okay.
could buy. Yeah. Right. Like that.
Yeah, but we do have the other cryptocurrency as form of payment method. It's too slow, but yeah, it's here
how
somewhere.
long will it? How long
Yeah,
will it be
it's
before
here.
you're going to be issuing current addresses to people for Tether? Do you know?
I don't have the estimate yet, but as Louis said, he already have a wallet address.
He's
So maybe it's
special.
Yeah.
Louis
already
is
rolled out
special.
to a few percentage.
I mean, I
Maybe
didn't
to
think I would.
institutional traders.
B
Yeah.
B for Bloom comes before P for Paxful. So
Or
Here, so we have you can
Well,
also.
A comes before April, comes before.
Oh yeah.
Bloom.
Oh yeah.
It's
Here,
probably
guys, you can
companies.
pay
Companies
for
make sense.
you can pay in the form of other digital currencies. So here are
cool.
the other currency that you can pay for your Bitcoin or
Crap, I didn't see
Tether.
this.
This
Wow.
this
Okay.
part,
I've
yeah.
never seen this.
Yeah, we have 29
I guess
other
no one
So
has
currencies.
ever offered to pay us in like Litecoin in order to buy Bitcoin from us. No one's ever done that before. So I didn't even know that we could do this. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
by the way, April, I'm pretty sure I'm talking to someone at Paxful about putting a peso stablecoin up there. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm still trying to wait for news from the central bank whether we can actually do it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that'd be
because
interesting. To have peso stablecoin up there, then you can cash straight out to pesos.
Yes.
Anyway.
that would be good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
In
it's
the
Something
easier
else.
for people to if they want to cash out faster. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be using. I
Okay.
don't want to use Ethereum for that because it's so expensive. I prefer to use Stellar. Do you have Stellar coins or Stellar currencies on the Paxful?
Was XLM one of the currencies there in your list?
Should be. If it is, then you can put.
yeah, I saw it. But do you mean
Yeah.
like a stable
This
coin
one?
on Stellar? Is that what you mean?
No,
Yeah,
that's exactly. We already did it. It's just that we've restricted usage until we know that we can open it right up. And yeah, it's like Tether, but you should be able to freeze accounts from if you have to.
Right.
That's just like Tether.
Oh, we're really gonna
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And I was actually asking Mark as well if we can add tag cash here, and we're working on that.
Nice.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
prefer to do it with a decentralized, disseminated, asymptomatic, whatever. So running on Stellar, it's just a lot easier to run with just with cryptocurrency like Stellar, especially on the back end, is so easy to integrate. It's a lot easier than using APIs, I think. So anyway,
So PHP stablecoin. That's still what we're all waiting for.
no, I created it. I created it on Ethereum and whatever, but it's just a case of how far can we push it without the BSP, saying, "Oh, you can't do that, you can do that, or whatever." So,
and isn't like the BSP also reviewing making their own?
Their own, yeah, but you know how long that's going to take.
Maybe 5 years more.
Yeah.
It's gonna take them 5 years to release the request for proposal. So
there you go.
Someone's asked about Union Bank's the stablecoin PHX. PHX is just for internal, as far as I know, just for interbank, rural bank transfers back and forwards using their I2I system.
Okay. April, let's wrap up the Paxful announcement stuff. if people want to start getting into this, so you think it'll probably be within the next few days or maybe the next week? Well, they'll just automatically see a Tether wallet as part of their Paxful account. Is that how that would
Yes,
work?
yes, and then we're also going to send an email blast about it and social media announcement once it's available for everyone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then it's basically exactly the same as with Bitcoin. No, you just create your offers, you define the payment methods, and then you go and you look for customers, right?
Yeah,
It's the
basically the same. Yeah, it's also available for all the payment methods that we have. The same with Bitcoin. So, it's pretty convenient for everyone, and anywhere you are.
And you
April,
take,
are you allowed?
so
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
when you're going between peer to peer, you take a 1%
Mhm.
cut in between, right? For
Yes.
facilitating it.
The,
Okay.
yeah, it could be depending on payment method. Like for bank transfer, 1%, and then for gift cards, it's higher. Like it could go 3%. Escrow
Mhm.
fee. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right.
All right.
Half a percent, right? Isn't it half a percent?
0.5%. Yes, for bank transfers.
That's the only one I
Uh,
know because that's the only one we use. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and then online wallets, goods and services, it's 1%. For gift cards, there's 3% and 5% actually for iTunes and Google Play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Google
Okay.
Play.
Wow.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Good as money.
but yeah, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, but for gamers, that's not much because you can sell your Bitcoin at up to 80% margin for gift
Right.
cards.
80%.
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah, 80%. 80.
Yeah,
That's the ceiling.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It is really interesting to kind of observe this stuff. The Are you allowed to, or do you even know like which of the payment methods are most popular for like Paxful Philippines? Like, is it bank transfer? Nga? I mean, that was
Yes. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
instinct, but I don't know if it is.
Yes, I can say that much. So, bank transfer is definitely our highest volume in terms of trading, and others are obviously Gcash, and then there's Western Union because that's what we use for global transactions. Yeah,
Western
yeah.
Union still killing it even now.
It's
Crazy.
although it's super strict, like right now, like you only get to have like two transactions, and then you will get banned or something, or your
There's a
name will
limit as
get red
well.
flag.
There's a limit of so
Yeah.
much a day.
And then
Yeah.
it's forever red flag. Like I tried to provide some KYC for them, provide some documents, but then they did not reinstate my name.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. See, that's real
Yeah.
centralization right there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I take this comment from Collins for you,
Beso.
just so you.
Isn't it remind me, beso is still the same as Spanish, kiss in
Yeah.
yeah.
Or,
Well,
or
I'd like to
even
introduce kisses to the market. Yeah. Why
in
not?
French, right? It's kind of similar sound. Yeah.
Beso,
Okay.
beso. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Digital pesos only, I guess. Yeah. Social distancing peso. Okay.
Digital peso.
Okay,
These
guys.
days, virtual kisses. Yeah.
Any so April, should they just no should our viewers just check out Paxful's Telegram group for updates on this?
We are going to send an email to everyone announcing once everyone has their wallet address for Tether. But for now, everyone can already start trading using Tether, and you can already send. So you can trade, and then you can convert, and then you can already send externally. But be sure to the price when. I mean the fee when converting or sending externally, because it could get expensive it's actually expensive to send out Tether compared to Bitcoin, because with Bitcoin it's just the Paxful fee, but with Tether there's this
Gas fee.
dynamic Ethereum network fee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
gas-
for sending
gas.
Ether, it actually costs less. If you're sending a token that's created on Ethereum, it costs a bit more as well than just sending normal Ether. So it's going to cost you quite a bit.
Yeah.
For for our for Lexus in the chat, what's the TG account of the Paxful group?
Okay.
T.me
I'm gonna send it in the comment. It's called Paxful Filipino Community, but I'm gonna send the link in the comment section.
Okay,
And
all right.
actually, Luis, I was planning to send the prices today in USDT, but if
Mm.
if we don't have the wallet address yet, I'm going to send it in Bitcoin.
I mean that's fine. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's gonna complain either way, right? So I
Yeah,
think
either
that's
way.
fine. I guess it would have
Either
been
way,
nice
it's
nga if
20 USD.
yeah,
It's
okay,
USDT.
right.
Does
So
Colin
the
does Colin get to win as well? Colin's in the chat. Does he
uh,
get to win?
I don't think he should. I mean it's been a guest of the show. I guess that would be kind of unfair. So maybe that's the
I don't
other
know.
rule. If you've ever been a guest of the show, then you probably can't win
Oh,
the giveaway.
no one will ever come here again.
Well, as the prizes get bigger and bigger, like people won't want to actually be a guest anymore because they'd rather just stay in the chat so they can pick the prizes. Okay, all right. Okay, so this week's giveaway is sponsored by Paxful. How many winners are we going to draw, April?
3 winners for $20 worth of Bitcoin each.
Okay. See,
Wow.
Colin says he doesn't need to win. So I guess that means next time we can get him to sponsor the giveaways since
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
since
go.
he's so rich. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
apparently. Okay.
Oh, look at the real prize is the
Oh.
friends you meet along the way.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, sometimes it's the free Bitcoin also. But okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
I'll give you that. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Let's get this started. First winner is JP Tembreza. Okay, so that's a first time winner, I believe. Hey April, are you going to be taking
Okay.
down the name?
I'm taking note. Okay.
Great. All right,
Yay.
sige. So JP Tembreza, congratulations, first time winner. I don't know if this is the first time you've ever watched the show, but check us out again next week. Yeah, I guess technically every time you win, you kind of have to show up again for the next episode. Right? So, okay, next one. Char- um,
Oh.
do you think we should make an exception for maybe he shouldn't win again, right? Because he
Why
already
not?
like
No,
the
we don't have a rule where you won and you can't win again. I think didn't you have 2 set as a 2? Then you can. Then she's already got the address. You get the address. Just transfer the $20 worth of Bitcoin.
I'm gonna let.
Oh, this
April
is the
decide.
winner from last week?
His-
Well,
the
no,
winner
let's
from
just
last week.
ask Charles. Do you want
Oh,
it or do you want to
It's
share it?
just
with the others?
lucky.
Of course. No, but I'll let. I mean, it's April's prize to give away, so I'll let her. It's your call, April. So Charles won the Ledger Nano and the $50, right? So
Well,
he's just
ask
a
Charles.
lucky
Does
guy,
Charles
and
want
we
to?
didn't.
okay.
Yeah, we didn't say he can't win again. So
Okay.
yeah, so
There you go.
he's just as lucky.
Charles Samson, you are having a pretty good last 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Here you go. Okay, last winner. If this is Charles Samson again, he not Nana. We're not gonna let the
No,
guy
no.
Two is our limit. Yeah.
Mm.
too much. Okay, all right. Here we go. Last winner for the week.
It'll be Colin.
John Bao. Okay.
Okay.
I don't have I. we seen
First
him in the
time?
chat? Yeah, definitely first time. I don't know that name. Okay, so John, if you're in the chat, please sound off. Or all of the winners, please leave a comment at the end of the show so we can more easily find your names. Otherwise, April is going to have to really scroll up and look for
John
you.
Bow's
There
there.
he is.
He's in there. Yeah.
He just said yay. All right, great. Okay, awesome. So those are our 3 winners. Congratulations, JP, John, and Charles. Yet again, it's like, man, this guy is gonna it's just really making bank on the show. So okay, any last words, guys? I think that's kind of it for the show for this week. Maybe let's wrap up since we only got 4 minutes left. April, last comments, or where should people go to find more of you and the Paxful community?
Okay, I actually tried to comment the link of our Telegram community, but it does not allow me to. So just find us on Telegram. It's called Paxful Filipino Community, and check out paxful.com. Tapos and guys, yung mga winners, I'm going to send a comment later, and then to instruct you on how you can claim your prize, and then just be sure you already have your Paxful account, because I'm going to send your prizes in your Paxful wallet. That's
awesome. Thank you so much for sponsoring, and good luck with the Tether launch. I think Bloom is definitely going to be one of the first vendors over there that will be selling this, because because we already
Yeah.
sell it everywhere else. So it's cool
Yeah,
that
and
we
you
can do
already
it.
converted.
Yeah, and we already kind of sent it. So there you go. We kind of have to sell it now. Mark Vernon, where can people find more of you?
Well, this week I've been playing around in a Telegram group called #CryptoPH, created by Colin, and we got about 80 members already in there. And we've created a Lechon token for playing around with Uniswap and stuff like that. So a lot of educational stuff going on there. A lot of fun as well. So come join us.
Okay. Are you guys going to be doing another Block Devs meetup anytime soon?
Yeah, I think it's on 30. It's I can't remember exactly when, but it's in October sometime.
Okay.
And
all right.
I missed the last one, but I definitely want to be on the next one.
Okay, so yeah, let us know when the next one is. We can promote it on the show when you've got the exact date. Ramon Tayag, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, go check us out on Bloom.Solutions. We're also on, obviously, Paxful and the Binance P2P marketplace.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with some more Bitcoin for Charles Samson, apparently. All right. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye.